Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Palworld Survival Guide. We are talking about automation today because there's actually quite a few ways to automate different production lines in Palworld, which I absolutely love because we're building a lot, we're making a lot, so having these assembly lines is very helpful, I find. So very basically, the very first kind of automation that you can set up is with your wood resource and your stone resource production lines, basically. So let's kind of go into how we do that so that you don't have to worry about wood or stone anymore. You can just, you'll have so much you won't even know what to do with it, to be honest, if you set it up the right way. So first things first, you're going to need to reach level 7. So capture the pals that you need to capture, fight, whatever it is you gotta do, because you're gonna need to unlock the logging site and the stone pit. We can see here that the logging site can produce wood at a base and requires pal with a lumbering trait. And the stone pit can produce stone at a base, requires pal with a mining trait. So unlock both of these and then build them. You can see if you want to build the logging site, you'll need 50 wood, which is a little owie, but 20 stone and then 10 palladium fragments. And then for the stone, it's kind of flipped. You'll need 50 stone on that, 20 wood, or 20 of wood, and then 10 palladium fragments. I've already built both of my sites here, and we can see that, like, I haven't taken this out. I've already got 500 wood chilling in there and then 530 stone chilling in here. And you might wonder, okay, how the heck did you get those numbers? And that comes down to your pals, which is kind of like the last half of this, the pals that you get. So sturdy, you might be thinking to you like, okay, I have like 3 pals, I can't do that. You totally can. You just got to get very early on pals, to be honest. Like some starter pals are actually very decent at getting these very basic resources for you, one of them being the rush boar or whatever that is over there. If we actually just quick go to the pal deck, we can get the proper name. Yes, the rush ore, that one. And you can see right here they're level 1 mining, which means they're really good at getting stone, basically. And they're not too hard to capture as long as you have, like, I mean, you can even do it yourself just with, like, a club. You might die, maybe, depending on, what your health is looking like, or, if dodging's a little bit rough for you still. But these are actually pretty easy to take down, and that's, like, my main miner. Like, he's over here doing what he do. Good old Richard here. He's heavy at work, and he's got, like, this 500 stone is, like, just him going to town. So, like, get a pal that has mining. I just recommend the rush ore just to start off with for like a very basic starter pal, and then you can always upgrade that as you get stronger and you get better pals. But for starters, just get a rush ore. It's great. And then for your wood, you can get our good friend Tansy right here, but I would actually suggest perhaps getting something that's mostly just focused on lumbering, because with the Tansy, because you can kind of see in his stats right there at the bottom there, he could do so much, which means he's going to be running all over the place doing a bunch of stuff. You could assign him if you would like to, but I actually prefer where are you at, pal deck? Thank you. I actually prefer using the Ectherier, because they are, for one, a level 2 lumberer, which means they can do this, and then like they're a little bit better at getting lumber in general, for one. But like if there's ever like a level 2 kind of lumbering resource, they can get that too. So that's like covered, which is amazing. And I find that they actually get like a lot of wood too, because they are a level 2 lumbering work suitability, as it says right there. So these guys are a little bit harder to get than like the rush ore, though. They have a lot of moves and they hit pretty hard. So this would be like, if you can pull it off, you'll do yourself like a good favor starting. You'll start off very strong, basically, if you can get your hands on this. But if you can't, then I would say, go ahead and try and get a Tansy. He'll probably like run around as long as you, if you don't assign him to the actual logging site, he'll be running around doing whatever he wants to do. But they are pretty decent at getting logs as well, and they're not too hard to capture either. They do have like a few moves, but you can dodge them for the most part. And if you have another pallet you can use to help get down the health for these guys, they go down pretty quickly. So the Tansy is pretty easy as well for a logging. But I would say, like, as soon as you can, try and get an ether deer, just because I think they're pretty gosh darn decent for the logging site itself. And then besides your 2 main workers, you're going to want somebody to transport, because as you can see, like, this is kind of chilling here because these guys are working really, really hard, and my transporters aren't quite able to kind of keep up with their production. And the good news is that there are tons of like starter pals that are really good at just transporting. So if we go to, let's scroll all the way up here to these very beginning types. Like our friend the Lamball, he's got like a level 1 transporting, so he can take care of some of this stuff. You got your cattail there, or cativa. And I would say, there's another one. The Fuwak is pretty good, to be honest, as well. Obviously, your Tansy, that they'll be lumbering and transporting for you. And your Pengullet, too. I actually really like Pengullet for this, because he can do quite a few things, too, as well. But he can help out with that as well. So I would say, like, put your Lambills to work for transporting, and maybe a few Pengullets as just like, starter pals. Obviously, as you level up, you'll get better pals for transporting stuff. They can carry more and all that. But just starter wise, they can take care of these things and just start moving stuff into your boxes. And the next time you check your box, like once you get these like set up and you have your transporter person, your transporter pal, going between them, you're gonna like look in your little resource box and you're gonna be like, whoa, because there's gonna be so much wood and stone in there. And that's just like how you kind of get your automated started with your very beginner tier resources. And we'll be going into more automation production lines as we level up, like the supply lines and all that, and how all that works. But just to start off, just to get your wood and stone, because they are basic resources that are used in so many structures, it's not a bad idea to just take the time and make sure that you get those 2 production structures up, the logging site there and the stone pit, get the right pals for it, and then just get yourself sorted, because like I said, you're not gonna have to worry about wood and stone ever again, which is amazing. So hopefully you found that helpful. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.